Some may think that an athlete can only have one prime, but I'd argue that you have those special once-in-a-lifetime athletes that have achieved greatness over a long period of time and therefore have many primes across their career. Primes that tap into specific qualities. When this scenario occurs, different versions of that athlete can be compared to each other. An athlete that has multiple primes is LeBron James. One of the most unique aspects of LeBron's run is that it includes 3 different teams: the Cleveland Cavaliers, Miami Heat, and the Los Angeles Lakers. So what makes LeBron's run so great? And which prime was his best?
Creator Waves, now loading.
If we go to 2007, when I feel LeBron's first prime truly started, he was able to take a Cleveland team with no major all-stars to the finals. The road to the finals involved getting past the strong defensive team in the Detroit Pistons. They may not have been the same level that they were when they took down Shaq and Kobe's Lakers in 2004, but they were still a strong team. During this period, LeBron was forced to carry this Cleveland team with minimal support. A standout game for LeBron was in Game 5, scoring Cleveland's last 25 points in the Eastern Conference Finals. He hit the game-winning layup in overtime. This was a defining moment that showcased his clutchness. LeBron ended that game with 48 points, 9 rebounds, and 7 assists, putting his team on his back. Cleveland was able to take a 3-2 lead and went on to close the series in Game 6. LeBron and Cleveland met a Spurs team in the finals with prime Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, with Popovich pulling the strings as the coach. The Spurs swept Cleveland, beating them in 4 games. There was pretty much little to no chance of Cleveland winning this series. You can make an argument that LeBron, at 22 years of age, was the most talented player on the court in that series.
My only issue with LeBron in 2007 was he was 4 years in the league, and when he stepped onto the floor for the NBA Finals, he was the most talented player on the floor, including Tim Duncan. He just was. And so I thought he would pull off one win at home, just one of the 2 at home, but he couldn't.
But that wasn't enough. LeBron averaged 22 points, 7 assists, and 6.8 rebounds. What was interesting was, after the finals, Duncan told LeBron that he was up next.
Great job, man. Hey, man, I love how you're on the 15 minutes. Stay that way, man. Stay that way. And to drive these guys, this is going to be your league in a little while. But I appreciate you giving us this here.
This was like the passing of the torch from prime Duncan to a LeBron just entering his prime. And up to this point, it was really Kobe and Duncan that were dominating the league. To set the scene of 2007, AC Milan won the Champions League against Liverpool, with Kaká going to win the Ballon d'Or and World Player of the Year awards. But you knew Messi and Ronaldo were coming. Lil Wayne's Drought Free was in rotation. Call of Duty's Modern Warfare and American Gangster were also released. I want to stay in Cleveland for a bit longer. LeBron was awarded regular season MVPs in 2009, averaging 28.4 points, 7.2 assists, and 7.6 rebounds. And in 2010, he averaged 29.7 points, 8.6 assists, and 7.3 rebounds. I'm pretty much lumping 07 to 2010 at Cleveland as his first prime. LeBron achieved a lot statistically without winning anything. and getting much help. Kobe was arguably the greatest during this period in the league because he got to the finals 3 times in a row and he won 2 chips. But there was still an argument to be made for LeBron talent-wise. In Miami, LeBron was at his peak as a two-way player. His defensive game was as consistent as his offensive game. LeBron's athleticism, speed, agility, and strength were probably at his best during this era. Although he had an elite regular season and playoff run, it was a rough start for his new era in Miami, losing in the 2011 finals.
We shouldn't even be focused on anything but his game. But his game has come up short time and time again.
LeBron definitely did choke and didn't show up and dominate like he should have. But at the same time, I think it was a wake-up call. LeBron was reminded that to be the greatest version of himself, he would have to adapt the championship or bust mentality. And even if he lost in the finals, it would have to be based on the fact that the opposing team was just the better team, despite his great individual performance. He would have to give everything he had and leave everything on the court. From the 2011-2012 season onwards, you saw a change in LeBron as far as blocking out the noise and not putting energy into what people would say about him. There were constant reminders of LeBron's failure to make it happen in the 2011 finals. But LeBron was way more focused and militant about what he had to do to bounce back. And I also think Dwayne Wade was really unselfish during this period as just the second option. It was the green light for LeBron to really take over this team. In the regular season, LeBron averaged 27.1 points, 6.2 assists, and 7.9 rebounds. LeBron's legacy was on the line during Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Celtics, which was an elimination game, with the Celtics being 3-2 up in the series. With Miami losing in the 2011 Finals, if they'd lost this series, it probably would have led to that Miami team being broken up. There's that image of LeBron with that killer look on his face at the beginning of the game, and he knew he had to show up. He didn't come to play. With every point he made, he didn't celebrate, and it wasn't a time to celebrate. His legacy was literally on the line. LeBron scored 45 points and had 15 rebounds. This was a moment when you knew LeBron mentally was becoming stronger and way more composed.
I saw, from what I could tell, LeBron James came out there focused and determined. It's the first time that I can recall seeing one man beating an entire team.
Miami won that game to tie the series at 3-3 and then went on to close the series in Game 7, winning it 4-3. Miami with LeBron as their best player beat OKC in the finals. LeBron would get his first finals MVP, averaging 28.6 points, 7.4 assists, and 10.2 rebounds.
It's about damn time. It's about damn time.
Outdoing his regular season stats. LeBron's final stats outdoing his regular season stats is going to be a regular occurrence. I think what was really important about this period was it was very important for LeBron to take a step back and learn from D Wade in terms of how to win a championship, because D Wade had already won a championship in 2006, and ironically it was against the Dallas Mavericks. So it was definitely important that he learned from D Wade. Okay, this is how you win. This is how you operate. This is how you perform in these moments. By the end of the summer of 2012, LeBron had been awarded a regular season MVP, won his first championship, received his first finals MVP, and won a gold medal at the Olympics with the USA team. A great career year for LeBron at 27 years of age. 2013 was another great year for LeBron. Some people argue whether 2013 was better than 2012. He was probably at his best defensively that year. It was arguably greater than 2012. And it's argued that he should have won Defensive Player of the Year instead of Marc Gasol. This year was where he was easily guarding all 5 positions. He went on to average 26.8 points, 7.3 assists, and 8 rebounds in the regular season. During this period, LeBron was probably at his most balanced offensively and defensively.
Because when they say he could sit in the chair, he could literally sit in the chair. He could really, really guard 1 through 5. We saw him do it on a number of occasions.
He won his 3rd regular season MVP, 2nd championship, as well as his 2nd finals MVP, where he averaged 25.3 points, 7 assists, and 10.9 rebounds. The only thing missing was the Defensive Player of the Year award. LeBron was 28 years of age. Okay, so the next prime that I'm choosing is in 2016. It includes the 2015-16 season. So LeBron had further developed from Miami as far as being a more complete player with a stronger IQ, more experience, and more confidence. And you can also factor in his return to Cleveland and there being such a bigger purpose behind him winning a chip with Cleveland, bringing Cleveland their first ever NBA championship. As far as his defense, although I'd still put his 2013 defense ahead of 2016 LeBron. In 2016, he was able to display elite defense in clutch moments, and when it mattered most, it was probably more strategic defense. LeBron averaged 25.3 points, 6.8 assists, and 7.4 rebounds in the 2015-16 regular season. Again, these are consistent numbers. In the NBA Finals against the Warriors, a team that had won 73 games in the regular season, LeBron averaged 29.7 points, 8.9 assists, and 11.3 rebounds, outdoing his regular season stats. LeBron showcased his all-around complete game during the series by leading the finals in every statistical category across both teams. An amazing achievement. All of this was done, and LeBron led the Cleveland Cavaliers to its first NBA championship and the city's first major professional sports championship since the 1964 Cleveland Browns, when they won the NFL championship. LeBron won his 3rd finals MVP and was 31 years of age. In 2018, LeBron showcased his ability to take things into his own hands, carrying his team through the playoffs to the finals, being a leader and being resilient. 2018, LeBron did a great job of carrying Cleveland to the finals with less help than what he had in 2017, mainly because Kyrie had left by that point. LeBron averaged 27.5 points, 9.1 assists, and 8.5 rebounds in the 2017-18 regular season. And in the finals, he averaged 34 points, 10 assists, and 8.5 rebounds, outdoing his regular season stats. LeBron was 33 years of age. There's definitely parallels with 2007 LeBron as far as having to carry a team to the finals and coming up against a much greater team. In 2007, it was prime Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker. In 2018, it was prime KD, Steph, and Clay. And then you can also include Draymond as well. He was tested more in 2018 because he had to carry the load in the finals against a greater team. With 2018 LeBron, at age 33, he had more experience, a better IQ, and greater confidence than 2007 LeBron at 22. And he was also driving to the basket with way more determination and composure in the finals. LeBron also had way better stats than 07 LeBron and averaged 34 points, 10 assists, and 8 rebounds. These are monster numbers against a Warriors team with KD. What was interesting about this era was during his playoff run prior to the finals, where he led Cleveland past the Toronto Raptors and Boston Celtics. Despite having less support, his perseverance, toughness, impact, and individual quality was what allowed LeBron to power through them. Without LeBron, Cleveland would have struggled to make the playoffs that year. In 2020, LeBron was way more mature at this point. So he knew what came with being in the finals, what it took to get there, what it took to win, but he also experienced losses too. So I think 2020 LeBron had extreme confidence thanks to his experience. His IQ was at an elite level, and his mental strength was arguably at its greatest. By 2020, LeBron in year 17 during the 19-20 season averaged 25.3 points, 10.2 assists, and 7.8 rebounds. If you compare his stats in year 17 to other greats, it makes you realize how well-rounded his game is. Also, just how well-rounded his game has been over a long period of time. So here you can see in year 17, these are the top points by players in the NBA. And in year 17, these are the top rebounds in NBA history. And in year 17, these are the top assists in NBA history. And you can see in each of those categories, LeBron is in or around the top guys in those categories. In the finals, LeBron averaged 29.8 points, 8.5 assists, and 11.8 rebounds. He outdid his regular season stats when it came to points and rebounds. This was LeBron's fourth championship, fourth finals MVP, and led the Lakers to their first championship in 10 years, leading them to their 17th championship. LeBron was 35 years of age. Every one of LeBron's primes tapped into specific qualities that he had developed at that period of time. Whatever version of LeBron that you think is the best, one thing is for certain, that an argument can be made for all of them.